It's Jamie from Modern Day Fox. I know I have been MIA for quite some time now, but I moved in the last, I guess 6 months, and I totally gutted the kitchen in our new house. So I've been without a kitchen and just basically living in a construction site. And so this is my new kitchen. It's still a little bit, there's still a little left to do. Don't have a tile backsplash, but I'm planning on doing a video about the kitchen renovation. It's awesome, and I'm looking forward to making lots of videos in here and getting back on track with Modern Day Fox. So thanks for sticking with me. I have a really special video today. It's a review of the Ninja CREAMI, which is Ninja's newest appliance in their fleet. I was very torn on whether to get this and whether I needed it, but I just couldn't stop thinking about it. And I finally just made the plunge. I have included my affiliate Amazon links in the description of the video, but full disclosure, I bought this from Bed Bath & Beyond using my 20% off coupon. So it ended up being $159 plus tax. I believe it's on sale at Amazon right now for $179. And then I've seen online where people have been using Kohl's rewards to Kohl's Cash to get a really good pricing on it. So I would say that you can probably get it in the $150 range, or if you have a lot of Kohl's Cash, you might be able to do it that way and get below that. So look for those sales. I'm sure there'll be some Black Friday sales coming up soon too. This is the Ninja CREAMI. It comes with this canister here, which locks in, and then I'll show you a clip of what it looks like, you know, fresh out of the box, but this is the pint, and so I've already prepped some here. In this video, you're gonna see me in different outfits and stuff, because it does take about 24 hours to make the, to prep the ice cream mix and freeze it fully. You can probably, if you have a really good freezer, you can get away with, you know, maybe 12 hours, but it does take some time. So I'm going back and forth in this video of prepping and showing you the results. It also comes with a Ninja CREAMI recipe book. Gives you a lot of base recipes for vanilla, chocolate. It has some vegan options in there too. Gelato, sorbets. The recipes are pretty easy and they taste really good. And I'll show you a lot of different experimentations that I did, and I'm sure I'll do some videos in the future of recipes as I get better and better at concocting healthy recipes. So it comes with 3 of these, and this canister, the blade here is at the top, and really it's so easy to clean. Basically, you just have to clean your pint container in the top. This usually doesn't even get anything in it unless you're just being a little messy. And very simple to use. It has ice cream sorbet, light ice cream smoothie bowl, gelato and milkshake settings, and then a mix-in setting. And then respin is if you don't quite have the consistency and the creaminess that you want, you can do a respin, which I usually do every time just to make it extra, extra creamy. And the blade strength, you know, matches up with each of these settings to kind of dissolve it in different ways. Very easy to use, and I'll show you my experience.
So the first thing I did was a sorbet. This was a really easy recipe. You just take 20 ounces of mandarin oranges. I used ones that were in juice, and I took 1 can plus a little bit from a second can. And that's all you do. You just pour it right in with the juice up to the fill line, and then freeze it for up to 24 hours depending on your freezer strength. And then the next day I took it out. It was completely frozen. It was level on top. That's important. They say to level the top, make sure that it's flat so the blade can evenly push down into it. Put it in the canister, put the lid on, make sure that you line up the arrows. That's always a ninja thing, lining up the arrows and then click. Same thing when you put the canister in, you line up the arrows and then turn it. It can be a little tricky the first time, but once you get it, it's super easy. And then I used the sorbet setting, power it on, and then use the sorbet setting right there. And then it ran for, I guess, about 2 minutes or so until it was completely mixed. And then it turns off automatically. And this is how it turned out after one sorbet spin. The texture was really nice, but I decided to do one more respin just to see if I could get it even creamier. And that second respin really did the trick. It's hard to tell from the video, but it was just a little creamier. Dissolved the ice crystals a little bit more once I did the respin. And so I just scooped it right out, just like any sorbet you would buy at the store. And I served it with some granola on top, and it made for a great, healthy breakfast. All right, so I have the mandarin orange sorbet with a little granola on top, and I'm gonna try it. Wow. That is really good. It's really sweet. I didn't add anything. It's no sugar added, canned mandarin oranges, no syrup or anything like that. And it's about 70 calories per serving. I think there's 4 in a can. And I would say I have about 3/4 of it right now. So maybe like 210 calories for the sorbet. And then a little granola on top, about 100, 120 calories of granola. So 350, let's say, for this. The texture is really, really good. With no fat, you get a little bit of ice crystals. That's normal, I think, for a sorbet. But this is delicious. This is a game changer. Like, I've never had a smoothie bowl turn out like this in my Ninja blender or my Vitamix blender. Awesome. I had to take a little clip of cleaning it. Basically, all I had to do was clean the top blade with a little soap and water. The blade does push out. I didn't show that in this video, but it's really easy. There's a button on top and it helps the blade to push out. My next challenge was a smoothie bowl. And so I took some fruit out of the bag. I just got this from Aldi, a tropical fruit blend, and poured it into my pint. And then I took some fresh banana and mashed it in there. There was actually a piece of banana that I had pushed in there that was frozen, came out of the bag. And then I took some fresh banana and mashed it in between the fresh fruit. I made sure to level the top because again, the directions do say to make sure that the top of your pint is level at the fill line to help protect the blade. Oops, I was just reading the book, and so I should always read the directions first, but I put the fresh fruit in there as solid, and it said don't do that. You need to blend it up some, so or else you can break your machine. So I'm just gonna blend the fresh fruit up a little bit, which is kind of an annoying extra step, but I definitely don't want to like break my machine. So if you're thinking that sounds a little counterintuitive to blend it before using the creamy, I did too. But I'm just learning this machine, and it does say in the book not to blend large chunks of frozen fruit. And so I just did the blending beforehand. I think you could probably just mash it up a little bit and let it thaw out and mash it. For this blend, I chose the smoothie bowl setting. The day before I used sorbet on the oranges. Today I used the smoothie bowl. And these were the results after one spin on smoothie bowl. I was really shocked at how creamy it was. And I know that doing that pre-blending probably helped some too. This was the finished product. I didn't even do a respin because the texture was perfect right off the bat. Okay, I'm gonna try this is the smoothie bowl, and this is the mixed fruit with bananas. That is so good. The texture is just like ice cream. You know, it's got a lot of bananas in it, but really creamy, delicious. Good. Next, I took a stab at some light ice cream. I used 1 3/4 cup fat-free, half and half. And then I added 1/3 cup of the Splenda baking blend. I added a teaspoon of almond extract. I probably could have done less, as you'll hear me say later. So depending on how much almond flavor you want, maybe a little less on that. And then I used a whisk and blended until the Splenda was dissolved. I put my lid on my pint and then popped it in the freezer. The next day it was fully frozen, and so I put it into the creamy and I used the light ice cream setting. There's different settings for light versus full fat ice cream. And this was the result I got after one blend. I did another respin, and then this was the result. Between letting it sit out a bit and the lower fat content, this did turn out more like a soft serve. I blended in some pecans and served it over pumpkin bread. This is the almond extract, and I added some pecans. It might be my favorite. I could do a little less almond extract, but really, really good. Next, I wanted to try using a yogurt blend. The book recipes uses cream cheese as a stabilizer, so I used 1/3 fat cream cheese, microwave for 10 seconds. Then I did a container of 2 Good vanilla yogurt as my base. And then I added 1 cup of this iced coffee drink that I got at Aldi. Just wanted to give it that nice coffee flavor. At this point, I'm just making stuff up. I'm not really following any recipe that's in the book, which makes it so fun. And then I added 1/3 white sugar this time. I just used regular sugar. Sugar substitutes are not popular in my household. I'm the only one that likes it. And then I whisked that and poured it into my pint and then froze overnight. I used the ice cream setting, and this was the result after one spin. I went back in and did a respin, and this was the result, a really nice creamy texture. And then I added some Oreo cookies, and I wanted to show you the mix in. So you kind of put a hole in the middle of your ice cream, put your mixings down in there, and then press mix in, and it'll blend it to where it's not pulverized, it's just nicely blended into your ice cream. I'm gonna try the coffee. It's good. It's a little on the sweet side. I'm gonna pop in and talk over myself. I thought it was the coffee drink that made it too sweet, but I think it was the extra sugar I added on top of the yogurt. I prepped one other one that I forgot to video, but I did one for my husband and kids, and I just used the book. There's some suggestions in there, so I kind of adapted one for the vanilla ice cream base, and I used 1 tablespoon Philadelphia cream cheese. Well, I was using 1/3 less fat cream cheese. Microwaved for 10 seconds, and then 1/3 cup of sugar, 3/4 cup of heavy cream, 1 cup whole milk, and then I did 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. So that is what I prepped for the kids. All right, first put that inside that. Inside that, yep. Now press the power button. Okay, now press ice cream. Got it.
Ice cream and a sorbet.
Press that button. Yep, and then twist.
Milkshakes.
Okay. Ooh, it's nice. It's like a soft serve almost. Take some cookies and pull out 3 and then break them in pieces and put them in there. Okay, now press mix ends. So this one was not super successful on the texture, and that is my fault. I let it sit out too long on the counter before mixing, and it was kind of melted when I put it in the machine. They say you can let it sit out for like 10 minutes, and I probably did like 20. So that was my fault. User error. How is it?
Good. Good. Good.
All right.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a great time going back and forth and trying lots of different recipes. The smoothie bowls are definitely my favorite. I like to start off my day with those smoothie bowls. So now I can make them at home much, much cheaper and easier. So bottom line is I'm really happy with the Ninja CREAMI, and if you're thinking about it, just go for it. It's fun, and you can do healthier recipes for your ice cream and kind of get that little splurge and save yourself a lot of calories by coming up with recipes that work for your diet and your way of eating. Thank you for checking this out. Remember, the links are in the description. If you get this, I would love to hear what your experience is with it, and I hope this helps. Thanks for checking me out at Modern Day Fox.